please understand this, that every single social ill that we're dealing with is directly or indirectly related to fatherlessness. Do you realize that close to 81% of teen pregnancies come from fatherless homes? I'm talking 80% of all of our kids that are on the street right now, homeless, fatherless homes. We're talking 71% of the male population in the penal system right now, fatherless homes.
First and foremost, free the whole world, boss. I am your gracious host, Caspian Montgomery. Welcome, Gaza Nation. Today we have a special treat because the greatest musician of all time has released brand new material. So today we will be explaining Way Daddy Day to the patois illiterate. And Gaza Nation, this song is so powerful. Every time I press play, I am filled with emotions. This is just an example of why Vybz Kartel is the greatest musician to ever live, and I am just so happy that songs like these are let out so the world can hear them. So without further ado, teacher, please begin.
Get to youth of it harder, father never did around for his son or daughter. Baby girl, it's a wide world with no daddy there beside her.
Adi, the innocent, begins the first verse by letting us know how much harder it is to be a ghetto youth, to be a poor person living in a rich man's world. And he says how tough it is to be a fatherless child, and it is such a tragedy that there are so many children on earth that do not have a father in their life for various reasons. And then I believe he is speaking on his own daughter and the rest of the daughters growing up. It is such a wild world when you do not have a father to guide you. And I feel so sorry for those women because they are missing such an important part of their lives. And this is just a wonderful song right from the get-go.
Yeah, she have to take C-Sec. Yeah, she just done prefect. Now is the time when she want love. Now make no man spoil her up.
I believe the teacher is talking about his daughter in the next few lines when he says that she just had to take C-Sec, she had to pass exams to move on to the next grade, and then she had just turned prefect, which is like a role model amongst other students. So I do believe he's talking about his daughter because all his sons and daughters are very intelligent. And then he gives her a warning because this is the time when a young woman hormones are racing and she wants to experience love for the first time, and there are a bunch of evil boys and men that could ruin that for her, ruin her entire education by making her fall in love with the wrong person. It's just wonderful lines here. It's very powerful.
Enough ghetto youth life wasted. You know see the pain and the struggle them face with. Society classes and races. Them want we mask with black faces.
One Dawn then says that there has been enough ghetto youth whose life has been wasted. There could be the next Marcus Garvey, the next Malcolm X, the next Neil deGrasse Tyson, the next Elon Musk could be in the ghetto right now, facing trials and tribulations that you would never understand unless you walked a mile in that person's shoes. And sadly, so many do not make it out to the greatness that they should have became. And then he says that society is classist and racist, and that is such a big statement because if society isn't hating on you for the color of your skin, then society will hate on you for your economic status. And if you happen to be both things which society frowns upon, then you must have it the worst. And I could never understand or fully grip with all the troubles that you have to overcome, but I must stay strong. And then he says a line which is just, I could never fully understand it, but I will try my best. He says that society wants black people to mask their faces, and I would like to say that you should never, ever have to feel that you are any different or any lesser than any other human because of your skin color. You should never mask your face. You should never be ashamed of who you are. Always be proud because you come from such a great people, so powerful. And I just pray that my son, when he gets older, that he will never have to feel the way that the boss is describing in this line. I hope by then society has fully changed. Even though I don't see it, I do hope that we can all overcome the way we treat other people, because it is just disgusting that this still goes on in 2019. So please, please, always be proud of yourself.
But everything I just time, and everywhere I just cry. Politician I tell lie, yeah, me feel like cry when the little boy say.
I honestly do not know if I can take this song and dissect it and do it any justice with an explanation. It is too big, it is too powerful a song for one man to explain it. But he does say that everything is just time. Time heals all. Time is the only thing we know. We all abide by time, and time can also change everything. That line means so many different things that I could sit here all day and just explain that one line. And then he says that everywhere there is crime, and sadly, it is a necessary evil. It is part of the human experience, and we must all suffer and endure through it, but it is a part of every person's life. And then he says that all politicians lie. And in 2019, if you do not know this, something is wrong with you. Politicians are a stain in human history. They are the worst of the worst. There might be some good politicians, but I have never seen one yet. They are literally part of the downfall of the human race. I am just sick and tired of governments ruining the lives of normal people. And then he says that every time he hears a little boy say, "Where is his daddy?" he feels like he wants to cry. And that is just a line that brings up so many emotions to me. I've never met my father ever once, and now I just want my son to have his father in his life, and that line is just amazing. And with that last line, we have reached the glorious "Where Daddy Day" chorus.
Where me daddy there? Mommy, where me daddy there? She say, go sit down now. Little boy, go sit down now. Where me daddy there? Mommy, where me daddy there? She say, go sit down now. Little boy, go sit down now.
This Vybz Kartel chorus is just nothing short of a musical audio masterpiece. It is just filled with raw emotion. You can hear the pain in his voice, because we all do know he misses his children so much. And he says, "Where is my father? Where is my daddy?" And the mother's response is, "Little boy, go sit down now." And that is because she either does not want to tell him, or she doesn't have a good enough answer for him at that moment. And there are so many reasons why children are growing up fatherless, either the government has thrown their father in prison. Their father was killed in a bout of violence, or their fathers were just deadbeats that ran away from the mother, ran away from the home, or the mother is keeping her child away from the father. But I just wish that this phenomenon did not occur in the human race, because it does ruin a child's life. I can attest to it. I'm so lucky that I made it out unscathed to a degree. I'm still alive, I'm still breathing. My best friend, who also grew up without a father, he overdosed and died 2 years ago. And rest in peace, Philip Kelly. I love you, but there's so many children that grow up fatherless that do not make it, and their whole lives are haunted by this. And I myself am also haunted by this, but luckily I'm strong enough to overcome it. And I wish this never, I hope this would never happen to anyone on earth, not even my worst enemy. The nuclear family is such an important thing in a child's life. He must have both parents.
Well, hello, Mr. Parker. Don't say a line of get a youth want work. We never go to no Harvard, but we want our hard earned.
The dancehall king begins the second and final verse by addressing a person named Mr. Parker. And please, someone in the comment section, enlighten me as to who this man is, but he does sound like a bad mind. He said that he must have been lying, and he said that the Jamaican ghetto youth doesn't want to go out and work. And Vybz Kartel says that just because we are not attending your fancy colleges doesn't mean that we don't want to work for a living and get what is rightfully ours. You should be able to work hard and have food, clothing, and shelter. And any person who disagrees with that and says that the ghetto, the poor people are lazy, are just pure bad minds, and they obviously have no idea what goes on in the ghetto.
Yeah, the key is the love read, and the aim is to proceed. Now is the time when she want love. No make no man spoil her.
Mr. Palmer then tells us that the key is to love read, the key is love, and the key is also education. These are the things that will help you get out, at least give you a chance to get out from the bad environment that you're surrounded in. And then he says the aim is to proceed, the aim is to always go forward in life. Have that in the back of your mind and bring it to the front every day. You must have a yearning to get out of the environment that you are currently in. Always strive for greatness. And then he reiterates that the young women, it's your time. You are falling in love. You want a relationship. You want to go out with boys and have fun, but you must get an education at this time. There's always time for that much later in life. You are still young, so focus on education. That will get you a better life, and then when you do have children, it will give them a better life. Just more magnificent words from the boss.
Me no get a youth tribulation. These little thing them girl you go station. Society set the foundation. I want you be the salvation.
World Boss then says that he does know the trials and tribulations of growing up in the ghetto. Every single little thing that you do, you will be locked up, and once you have a record, your entire life is ruined. I do know this. And then he says that society, they are the ones who set this foundation. They are the ones who know what they are doing. They do not want the ghetto youth to have a chance in life and ever be brought up as equals with them. They are scared to death of the ghetto youth, and then they want to give you the salvation. They set up you for failure, and then they tell you that their only way to get out is to follow them, which is all lies. It is just a big game that has been played upon the poor people for much too long, and it's just unbelievable that he is saying this in this song. Just it is amazing. And with that last line, we've reached the end of another Vybz Kartel masterpiece. I just want to thank the boss for this song, because this song is just going to help so many people on earth. These powerful, these conscious songs, whatever category you want to put them in, these are the songs that get people through their day. I read the comments as soon as he dropped the song on YouTube, and there were so many people that were putting crying emojis and saying how powerful this song was to them. And these songs really do resonate with too many people, sadly, on earth. So thank you, boss, for this type of music. It is much appreciated, and I do hope that very soon you are reunited with your children, and I pray that all the sons and daughters on earth do not ever have to ask where their daddy is again. Just bravo. I will not take up any more of your time. So until we meet again, it is Gaza me say forever.
Where me daddy there? Mommy, where me daddy there? She said, go sit down now. Little boy, go sit down now. Where me daddy there? Mommy, where me daddy there? She said, go sit down now. Little boy, go sit down now.